my point being that you said things aren't what the officers say. Well, it should be what the officers say, shouldn't it? If they are properly trained and using their training, right?
Form.
It should.
It should be.
It should.
And does the city make sure that it trains its officers well enough to make sure, through your oversight, that what officers say in their sworn statements as supplemental reports and under oath are true?
They should be, yes.
And in this case, when you compare the videotape to what they've said under oath, and most of it is not what the video shows, were they all just lying?
I don't agree with that.
Well, how do you not agree?
I don't agree with what most of what they said did not happen.
Well, let's talk about it. Gustavo Medina, question. What was your perspective as to when he became unresponsive? He answered, he was resisting the entire time until we lifted him up. Did you ever see them lift him up?
No,
So that's false then, right?
it's not what we see on the video.
Right. Question. And so it's not until you exerted more force, lifting him, that he went unconscious. Answer. When we brought him up is when he went unconscious. Did you see them bring him up at any time?
No,
Absolutely false testimony under oath, right?
Check the form.
it's not what we see on the video.
Jose del Valle. Question. And when your arms are pulled backwards in a prone position, where's your face going? Answer. Forward. Question. Yeah. Answer. It could be. Question. Down into the sand, right? Answer. I didn't see at any time I see Mr. Eimers' face planted in the sand. Kind of impossible to be so, right?
Check the form.
I can't tell you what Officer DeValley saw there.
Well, what he testified to under oath, Mr. Eimers' face was never planted in the sand. That's not what that photo shows, is it?
Check the form.
It appears that his face was in the sand at some point.
Nicholas Galbo. What was Mr. Eimers' position relative to sand when you did that? Talking about taking his handcuffs off. Answer. At that point, he was sitting up. Question. Sitting up? Or he was leaned up? Yes, sitting up. Did you ever see him sitting up in that videotape?
Did not?
Question. Okay, on his butt? Answer. Yes. Were his legs hobbled? No. You saw in the videotape, the black hobble was around his upper thighs. Did you notice that?
Check the form.
I did not.
Galbo was right there at the scene, right?
Yes.
And he's saying under oath he was not hobbled. That would be false if the hobble was right there, visible to the eyes, right?
If the hobble was used and he says it wasn't used, that would not be correct.
And he says, we had started to and were unable to or had stopped. When he was asked, question, did his legs ever get hobbled? Question, why were you unable to? Answer, we weren't unable, we stopped. Question, why? Did you see them stop hobbling him?
Check the form.
Did I see them stop hobbling?
Yes. It was already in place, right?
Yeah, but at some point they removed it.
Later, he's saying they didn't use it. And what's his answer?
form.
His answer was total fiction, under oath, right?
I did not see it happen.
Every depot is like this, sir. Do you have an understanding why, with the training these officers have had, that they would fabricate every material aspect on unreasonable use of force under oath?
Objection form.
I don't.
But that's your job to have made sure they didn't do that, right?
Check the form.
Correct. We don't,
Thank you, sir.
no one wants to provide information that's not correct.
Well, you don't. You're an honorable man, but you're in charge of them, right?
Yes.
And when they misrepresent it under oath, they do a disservice to you and to this city, don't they?
Check the form.
if they do that intentionally, yes.
Well, when you're under oath, you gotta be
When you're,
careful,
yes,
right?
when you're under oath, absolutely. yes.
And I just read to you a bunch of things that you saw clearly were false, right?
Objection form.
Including
Based on what I,
Mr. Eimers, who never had his face in the sand.
Objection
Objection
form.
Before they were caught by this videotape, right?
Objection
Please.
form.